All right, Sistas fans. Now, I did a video on the mid-season finale episode synopsis, but I really wanted to focus on one particular section of the synopsis. Sabrina and Maurice are pinned against each other. Remember, this is season 5, episode 11, Dead to Rights. And I want to be honest here. Like I said in my synopsis breakdown, common, FBI or police detective tactic. When you have multiple suspects of a crime, you kind of put them in separate rooms, interrogate them separately to see if one or both will drop dime on the other. Based on I'm not going to lie, this could be a good way to redeem Maurice in the eyes of a lot of fans, because a lot of people, even since season 1, haven't been fans of Maurice in terms of how he treats Sabrina, mainly calling her out of her name. And given that Sabrina literally did nothing wrong, she wasn't the one who allowed Q to stay at her apartment. She didn't, sarcastically admit to a crime of staging the bank robbery and whatnot. My only thing is the fact that she took no initiative as the bank manager to call the authorities about the guy who came in there and held one of her employees at gunpoint and pointed a gun at her. Hey, this guy shouldn't be here. Get a restraining order, ban him from the bank's, property, all that stuff. It was just ridiculous. That's really the only thing she's been guilty of, not acting as a manager. The fact that she's always blabbing about her customers' bank accounts like Zach and whatnot. But that aside, I'm really focusing on the Q stuff. So I could see a situation where they're separately interrogated and, they're, not admitting to anything because they're not guilty. They might bring up Q and whatnot, but then it's like, but there's a confession that was, recorded. And imagine if Sabrina listens to the confession and it's like, why would he even say that? And I hope Maurice even has to listen to the playback and it's like, you literally couldn't tell I was being sarcastic there. But then, of course, the most damning thing for him is Q being able to stay at his apartment. That's the thing where it's like, I don't see how Maurice could get out of this. But I will say this much, and I know this sounds bad, but if they are placed in a situation where they're pinned against each other, I would be more inclined to believe Maurice would try to railroad Sabrina than Sabrina is to railroad Maurice, where it's like Maurice will do whatever it takes to get out of jail, even if that means setting up Sabrina, versus Sabrina, railroading Maurice. Because like I said, the moment that I personally was done with Maurice's character, or I just didn't look at him the same way, was when he and Sabrina went to the bank that night that, Maurice kicked Alonzo's ass and left him there unconscious. And then after getting there, Sabrina getting out of the car, Maurice decides to jump back in and drive off and leave her. And I'm like, that was messed up. I know it was comedy or supposed to be a comedic moment, but I saw nothing funny about that, because you literally left your quote unquote friend in a very dangerous situation. Like, what would have happened if Alonzo regained consciousness? Like, you don't know what would have happened. He could have gotten up and, assaulted or possibly, messed up Sabrina worse than he messed up Maurice way back when. So I just really think when it comes to Maurice, he hasn't had the best track record of being a good friend. I'm not saying he's an awful person, but I think his track record in terms of his personality and whatnot, I think he would definitely be more. I would rather be inclined to say that he would, turn against Sabrina if it meant his freedom, which means in reality he's no better than Q. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Sabrina and Maurice pinned against each other. Who do you think will stab the other in the back first? And will they get out of jail? So thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And I'll catch you in the next one.